What's up, everyone? This is Christian coming back at you with another video. I'm back here once again, ladies and gentlemen. It is your guy, classically Christian, although you can hardly call me your guy because I'm in and out more than an absentee father. Anyway, what I have for us here today is we're going to be reacting to the best Blindsides in Survivor history, and I believe this goes up to as recently as 6 years ago, which, let's see, 6 years ago, geez, what is this? The year is 2024. Time's going so fast. 6 years ago was 2018. And what's the last season around then? I'm thinking it's probably going up to maybe like around David versus Goliath Survivor. Anyway, I'm a huge Survivor fan. I'm gonna be applying soon, you know, and hopefully I get on there and win the whole thing, because I could be the sole survivor if need be. Okay, and you guys, if you're subscribed to me and you see me on that show, you better be rooting me on. All right, anyway, let's get into this video. Here we go. Ozzy.
If anybody has the hidden immunity
Micronesia
and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so.
I think it's okay to say spoilers in this video. I don't know. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Okay, I made it clear now. Don't proceed if you don't like spoilers.
Once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to
This season is, in my opinion, what makes Parvati, and she's in my top 3 all time. What is that?
Jason.
Cook Island, she was alright, but
Jason. 2 votes, Jason.
in Micronesia, that Black Widow Brigade, they ran it. They ran it. I'm actually rewatching Survivor seasons right now, and I just started Micronesia. So yeah, Johnny Fairplay just, you know, told them to vote him out. We had some technical difficulties, but yeah, the Black Widow Brigade were running things, and Parvati's one of the all-time greats. If I had to like mix a game of 3 people that I felt like would be the best game ever played, would be like
4 votes, Jason. 2 votes, Ozzy.
the strategizing of Tony Vlachos, the social play and manipulation of Parvati Shallow, and the physical prowess of either Ozzy or Joe Anglim. He was real nice with it. Yeah, so like that combination right there be fire.
10th person voted out of Survivor fans versus favorites, and the 2nd member of our jury, Ozzy.
Ozzy was heated. He was heated, and even in the jury, when it was time for the final tribal council, he was still a bitter Betty. Like James, shout out to James, bitter Betty. Speaking of James, man, he's such a physical specimen, but he never really panned out in those individual immunities. I mean, Heroes vs. Villain, he couldn't really help because I think he got hurt during that one, but he looks like a beast. He dominates in team challenges, but individuals is not his thing, I guess. Not the biggest fan of this season, to be honest. Cochrane's cool, but
now would be the time to do so.
This season kind of a dud for me. It has some personalities, but the gameplay just wasn't the greatest.
Once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes.
And it was kind of obvious, like, that Cochrane should win by the end.
We're tied. 2 votes.
This is so crazy when Brenda asked Dawn to take out her teeth at final tribal.
14th person voted out, and the 5th member of our jury. Andrea, Travis spoken.
You know what's funny about Survivor is, like, people pick and choose when to play like the morality card. Like, Brenda is gonna be behind the blind side on Andrea, but then she gets so heated at Dawn for not taking her to final 3. It's like, you were okay doing it to somebody else, but when it happened to you, you know, people are just funny that way. This is another season that was a dud. Redemption Island. This is basically the Boston Rob. How can Boston Rob win Survivor? Put him against a bunch of newbies who worship him. Give him Philip.
Idol. Any votes cast against Mike will not count. 5 votes for Grant. Steve. 5 votes for Grant, 1 vote for Steve.
Jeff always has creative ways of creating suspense in these votes. This time he read all one name 5 times in a row. Sometimes he'll mix it up.
3 votes Matt. Matt. 4. Matt, once again, the tribe has spoken. You know the drill. You're going to head back to Redemption Island, where once again you will have a chance to get back in this game.
This season, there's moments from it that I actually like, but overall, it was a very like toxic environment.
Now would be the time to do so.
Between Dan, and Rodney, and Will, and Sharon, and Jennifer. I think that's her name.
Title, any votes cast for Jen will not count. I'll read the votes. First vote, Haley. Jen does not count. Jen does not count. Kelly, 2 votes Kelly. 7th person voted out. Kelly, that's 3, that's enough. Need to bring me your torch.
Savage.
These guys were knuckleheads. It was like there was nothing to really root for. I kind of was honestly rooting for Mike at a point, because even though he had done some of them wrong,
Time for you to go.
he was the only one that was somewhat likable. Those other 3 doofuses were just dumb. Dan, Will, and what's his name? Dan, Will, and Rodney.
If anybody has a hidden immunity item,
Tony was running things in Kage.
to do so. Okay, once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, LJ.
I think was LJ. LJ, I think, was one of Tony's guys.
LJ. That's 3 votes, LJ.
But I think Tony was the one who decided to take LJ out.
Jeremiah. Jeremiah. LJ. That's 4 votes, LJ. 3 votes, Jeremiah. 1 vote, Spencer. 1 vote left. Ninth person voted out, the 3rd member of our jury. LJ. Need to bring me a torch.
Well played.
So I forget though, was that a Spencer move or was that a Tony move? Wasn't, because I feel like Tony was trying to get out LJ at a point too anyway. But that was definitely a number in that Braun alliance, Braun Beauty, whatever the alliance that they had going on.
Time to go.
Good luck, guys.
Tony did flip, okay. Sari, this was a big time one because I think this saved Kobe, I want to say. Tom and Kobe were like saving each other or whatever.
Once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes.
Chip, I have something that I was hoping not to use until this team was able to use it against the villains, but evident in camp today was I needed it to save myself, so I'd like to play the immunity idol.
Thank you. The rules of Survivor state that if somebody plays a hidden immunity idol, then any votes cast against them will not.
Serena's like the queen of getting screwed in these Survivor things.
This is indeed
The worst one was Game Changers.
Tom will not count. I'll read the votes. First vote, Tom, does not count. Tom, does not count.
It's kind of crazy to me that Amanda was put on the Heroes tribe. Because she was a villain in China with time. At least I felt that way.
Suri, 2 votes Colby, 2 votes Suri. 1 vote left.
And she was a villain in Micronesia.
4th person voted out of Survivor, Heroes versus Villains. Suri, need to bring me a torch.
JT really never played another good game after Tocantins.
Time for you to go.
This is, I believe this is one of Russell's idol plays. I loved okay, his behavior is not acceptable, right? I'll say that. He's a really rude individual. But watching Russell find and play the immunity idols in Samoa is top tier television.
I ain't finished playing just yet.
I ain't finished playing just yet. Keep hope alive. If I ever play an idol on Survivor, if I get on Survivor and find an idol and get to play it, I'm telling Jet, I'm saying keep hope alive. Keep hope alive.
The rules of Survivor state that if someone,
and I like the fact that Eric was really into Russell playing this idol. He was like, yeah.
And the person with the next highest
and then he just completely dressed down Russell at the final tribal.
I'll read the votes. Russell does not count. Russell does not count. Russell does not count. We still have no votes for anybody. Russell does not count. Kelly. That's 1 vote, Kelly. Member of our jury. Kelly, that's 3. Tonight, that's enough. Need to bring me a torch.
I don't like this.
If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. Okay, once the votes are ready,
like they really don't have anything from like Game Changers, and I mean not Game Changers, Second Chance, because Second Chance is hard. Oh my god, I love Survivor Second Chance.
Shared. 9th person voted out of Survivor fans versus favorites. Corinne, need to burn your torch.
Really way to go out there and play. I feel like I could cook. Here we go. I was just talking about this Second Chance. This is such an iconic, classic moment of an idol play. Kelly knew all the votes were coming her way, and she played it. Wentworth will not count. Wentworth will not count. That's such a classic.
You know what, Jeff?
Jeremy's facial expression.
I'm on the bottom, but I'm not ready to go home yet.
Oh my God.
No way.
And Fishback. Oh my. Well played.
This is my favorite moment. Oh my god.
It's just such a good moment because everybody is stunned. Everybody. The only person that knew this was happening was Wentworth.
Yes.
Look at Spence swallowing hard.
This
He's like,
is
did they write my name down?
any votes cast for Wentworth will not count. I'll read the votes.
Cameraman is petty because he keeps zooming in on Savage, and we know the result.
Wentworth will not count.
Wentworth will not count. Wentworth will not count.
Wentworth will not count.
That is such a good freaking lie.
Wentworth will not count.
Wentworth will not count.
Wentworth will not count. Wentworth will not count.
Why was Kelly doing so bad in math class?
Wentworth will
Because
not
Wentworth will not count.
count. Savage.
Ooh. You want to talk about Savage? Ooh, yeah.
Eighth person voted out, and the second member.
The Macho Man Randy Savage, Andrew Savage, voted out. That was great. Everybody was caught off guard with this. And then Abby with her freaking sly comment. At least you made it to the jury. Oh my god.
Savage.
He had an appropriate response. I don't care what anybody says.
Time to go.
Good deal, Andrew.
I know that kind of listeners.
We made it to the jury. Oh, right back at you.
She knew what she was doing right there, man.
If anybody has a hidden immunity,
This is such a crazy moment because this was the initial split of Cops R Us, which later went on to become the greatest duo of all time and have a 100% success rate when they play in the same season, by the way. I think they've only ever played on the same seasons with one another. But yeah, this is crazy because Sarah at the time believed she was the swing vote. She was the one in between the little Spencer Tasha side of things and the Tony Wu Trish side of things. But
Hold on.
yes,
I'd like to cover Tony's ass myself.
instead of being the swing vote like she thought she was, all the votes got flipped onto her. Because they were like, I don't like how she thinks she has so much power, so let's chop her right now. I'm really glad that Sarah got a chance to play again.
will not count either.
I'm really glad that Sarah got a chance to play again in Game Changers because it really changed the perception of her in the Survivor community. And she's honestly a really good winner.
Jeffra. Sarah. Jeffra. Sarah. We're tied. 5 votes Jeffra, 5 votes Sarah, 1 vote left. 7th person voted out and the first member of our jury. Sarah.
And Tony clapping so loud.
Bang, bang.
Who flipped? Not me.
Cass. Cass, 0 chance of winning the game.
It's a long way to go.
JT gifted his idol to Russell. He deserved this.
If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so.
You know what, Jeff? I think it would be downright depressing to sit and watch green bananas turn yellow without my debaucherous little bit. So, Cassandra, That's for you.
Get out of here, for real?
And Jeff, I would just like to increase our odds. So, Jerry, that one's for you too.
Damn it. I love Parvati, man. I love Parvati. Dude, Parvati and Russell working together was just such a devious combination.
Thanks, Jerry.
And honestly, as much as I loved Russell's strategic gameplay, Parvati played him. Took him to the end. Parvati, I love Sandro, right? But Parvati should have won Heroes versus Villains.
Will not count. These are both hidden immunity idols. Any votes cast for Sandra or Jerry will not count. Jerry does not count. Jerry does not count. JT, one vote JT. That's
The
two
villains
votes, JT.
worked the fuck out of the Heroes and Heroes versus Villains, man. They
11th
cooked
person voted
them.
out, and the third member
Even
of our
Kobe,
jury,
who got to the
JT,
end,
that's three.
he was
Tonight,
only
that's enough.
there because they were letting him stick around. Let's be honest.
JT, trap spoken.
Fishback.
If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. Okay, once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote. Fishback. That's 2 votes Fishback. Fishback. We're tied. 3 votes Fishback, 3 votes Abby.
This was such a hard played game. Everybody was out for it,
Voted
man.
out, and the 5th member of our jury. The tribe has spoken. Thank you. Time for you to go. An immunity idol, and you want to play
This is
it,
where-
now would be the time to do so.
This is where Scott goes. This is good.
Okay, once the votes are read, the
This is where
decision
Ty
final.
kind
Those
of
voted out,
like
we ask
split
the
on
tribal
both
council
sides because
area
like they were telling him to play the idol, but he didn't do it because he had the prospect of a super idol that could be played if those
Todd
the two.
voted out the 4th member of our jury, Scott.
And then this is where they were like, play it. Gonna do it? He double like this is kind of where Ty unfortunately kind of sold his game too. Even though it was a cool moment to happen, but it's like he kind of burned both ends of the bridges, you know. He didn't play the initial idol, and then he wouldn't do the super idol for Sky either. It's like, who trusts Ty at this point, you know? Nobody. I was kind of rooting for Sydney, honestly, in this season.
Tribe spoken.
This guy's a tall dude, man. A 6'8".
Time to go. The hidden immunity idol, and you want to play it.
Now would be the time to do so. Who else got an idol but the king of idols himself, Russell Hantz? Yeah.
No, not this way. You know, Coach, you always say loyal, honesty, and trust is the best thing. No matter how this comes out tonight, I'm gonna stick to that. Parvati?
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I guess I'm playing it. Such a gentleman.
The rules of Survivor
You're
state
saying
that if a hidden immunity idol is played, then any votes cast against that person will not count, and the person with the next highest number of votes will be voted out. This is indeed a hidden immunity idol. Any votes cast for poverty will not count. It is a bold move by Russell. I'll read the votes. Poverty does not count. Poverty does not count. Poverty does not count. We're still at 2 votes, Russell. Poverty does not count.
That's why they kind of come in tandem when
We're
you
tied. 2 votes, Russell.
look at this
2
season.
votes, Tyson. 1 vote left.
As much of a proverbial goat as a lot of
Sixth
people
person
might call
voted out of Survivor,
Russell.
Heroes versus villains. Tyson.
You know, he put in work too. He put in work.
If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so.
One second, Jeff. Damn. Fuck, brother. But maybe we should give it to Ty.
Yeah, let's just do that.
I'm giving my idol to Ty.
I accept your idol. And I want to sit down.
Yep.
Scott. Sydney. 2 votes Scott, 2 votes Sydney. Sydney. That's 3 votes Sydney. Debbie. 8th person voted out, the 3rd member of our jury. Debbie. Need to bring me your torch?
You know, Debbie was actually the first person blindsided in the history of Blindsides. She was also the first ever reality television contestant. And she knew how to produce before Jeff Probst did. No, they have Michaela as number 1. Well, I think her reaction makes it so good.
Now would be the time.
And Jay's reaction too. I love this season. Millennials versus Gen X is a great season of Survivor.
Voted out to be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Brett. Brett. 2 votes, Brett.
Here comes the iconic Michaela. What?
Michaela. 2 votes, Brett.
Did
1
you
vote,
do
Michaela.
it? I did it.
Michaela.
I did it.
2 votes, Brett. 2 votes, Michaela.
Here we go. Wait. Here's.
Michaela. That's 3 votes, Michaela. 2 votes, Brett. 1 vote left.
Did you do that?
I
I did it.
I did it. The unbroken eye contact.
Do that.
And Hannah, I did not do that.
2nd person
Fantastic.
voted out. Michaela. Need to bring me a torch?
Michaela was so thrown off with this.
I'm spoken.
Man, I love Michaela. I hope they have her back again. I liked her this season. I liked her on Game Changers.
Damn, Jay.
I would love to see her on a 3rd time. I would love to see Jay back too. Jay was really fun, and he was a kind-hearted guy, man. I mean, he made some cold-blooded moves in the game, but as like an individual, he seemed really cool. So there goes the end of that video. That was a compilation of Survivor's greatest blindsides up to about 2018. I thought it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun watching it. There's some great ones that have happened since then that I hope that I can get like a compilation of that as well. Yeah, Survivor is such a fun show. It's so cool. All the people that go on it, it's just a lot of fun. The reactions and everything. I'd love to be a part of it, man. If you enjoyed my reaction to this video, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. See ya. Bye.